Hi everyone, just a very quick video to explain a little bit more about interest rate parity. Now here's the question: why does interest rate parity work? Let me just give you a short example. Let us imagine that we have this exchange rate. So that is £1 will buy you $1.50. And if we apply the simple logic of using interest rates to forecast future exchange rates, we could calculate that if the interest rate in the US was 10% and in the UK is 5%, then you would end up with an exchange rate of $1.57. Now, note that the 10% here is the interest rate in the US and the 5% here is the interest rate in the UK. And the simple rule, the foreigners on the top. So can you see the direct correlation between the interest rate of the US and the exchange rate of the US? And just to complete the back end of this, what that's really saying is £1 will now buy you $1.57. Now, this is really about why it works. So why does it work? Well, let's imagine that you had £100 and you said, right, I will invest that in the UK at an interest rate of 5%. At the end of that year, you would end up with a rate of, you'd end up with £105 in the bank. Now, alternatively, what if you converted the sterling to dollars and you used the spot rate? Okay, that's today's rate, remember. So if you converted sterling to dollars today, you would end up with $150. Now, if you invested the $150 at 10%, which is the interest rate that you can get in America, you would end up with $165. The $165, if you were then to convert it back at what will now be the current exchange rate, which would be $1.57, will of course give you 105, which means that you will be no better off. What this attempts to do is explain the relationship between the two rates and the difference between the two interest rates. So in theory, it would make absolutely no difference at all if you were to exchange your currency for one or the other. And that's the principle behind interest rate parity. I hope that makes sense. Thank you very much.